Hello everyone, welcome to Airport Aesthetics. Today we have three of the most rare models that you will find in India to collect as a aviation or aircraft model collector. So here first we have the Jet Airways 737-800 in the retro livery. This model is manufactured by Panda Models and VT Jets. VT Jets is an Indian manufacturer. This is a 1:400 scale diecast metal model. This is the box overall. We have our aircraft design over here. This design follows through on the side. Here again the aircraft and the Jet Airways logo. On this side we have some aircraft info and the company info, and at the back we have our specifications of the aircraft. If you would like to pause and read it, you can do so. The next model we have is the 737 MAX 8. This is in the newer livery and this is manufactured by JC Wings. This again has the specifications at the back, the aircraft length, size and wingspan. Normal box overall, Boeing 737-8 MAX titles over here, Jet Airways titles. This is the VT-JXB and these have two registrations, JXA and JXB. This one is the JXB. I also have the JXA in my collection, Boeing titles and Jet Airways titles. Overall a good box design, and we'll unbox this next. And at the last we have the 777-300ER, our big boy. There are no specifications for this at the back, manufactured by Phoenix Models. Here we have our Jet Airways titles, Boeing titles, 1:400 scale. The aircraft, the registration is VT Jet. This is pretty much the box. So now let's get into the opening. We'll first start with the 737 retro, so let's get into it. Here is the beautiful model outside the box. An amazing piece of art manufactured by VT Jets for Indian collectors. We have our Jet Airways titles on here on the body, our Indian flag, the L1 door, cockpit windows, the dark navy blue and orangish yellow stripe running through the fuselage. Then we have our two emergency exits on the wings, the emergency exit pathway on the wing. We have our Boeing 737-800 titles printed on the engine. The winglet has the logo, Jet Airways logo. Then we have our 737-800 titles again at the back, our L2 door and the registration of the aircraft at the back, and our tail logo. On the right side it is pretty much the same. Our R1 door, Jet Airways titles, Indian flag, emergency exits, emergency exit pathway on the wing. Here we have the registration 2 printed on the wing, our winglet logo of Jet Airways, Boeing 737-800 titles, registration printed over here, and again our tail logo. On the belly part we do have a few details. Amazingly highly printed details are there, like the cargo doors and the red lines markers are there. We have our landing gear spacings over here. This center hole is for the stand to go in. Also we have our registration letters printed on the front wheel flap too. The wheels also roll on this model, so that is an amazing realism added to these models, and it is as real as it gets on these models. Now let's move on to the next model. Here we have the second aircraft of the day, the Jet Airways 737 MAX 8, manufactured by JC Wings. This is in the newer livery, as we say, and this is one of the two Jet Airways 737 MAX 8 that this airline had. This is the VTJXB, and there's one as VTJXA. So let's get into the details of this aircraft. We have our Jet Airways titles printed over here on the left. Our L1 door. We have our jetairways.com titles printed on the engine. The emergency exits over the wing. The emergency exit pathway. We have our Jet Airways logo printed on the scimitar 2 over here. It is printed on the inside too. We have our registration of the aircraft printed over here, the Indian flag and the tail logo of the aircraft. Moving on to the right side, we have, again it is the same as the left. We have our Jet Airways titles, R1 door, jetairways.com printed on the engine. Over here we have our registration as VTJXB printed on the wing, our Jet Airways logo printing on the scimitars, the registration on the tail, R2 door and the Indian flag and the Jet Airways logo. On the bottom of the aircraft we have over here the titles, jetairways.com printed over here. We have the space for the stand to go in, landing gear spaces, nicely printed upon the engines. There are cargo doors and everything nicely done on the aircraft too. So I would say JC Wings has also done a pretty good job on this aircraft, and if you find one in India, definitely get it in your collection, because this is as rare as it gets now in India. So with that being done, now let's move on to the 777-300ER. Here is the third and final aircraft of the day of the unboxing, the Jet Airways 777-300ER, an absolute beautiful model manufactured by Phoenix Models in 1:400 scale. Here we have the aircraft, the Jet Airways titles, the L1 door, L2 door, L3 door is the emergency exit. We have the engine over here, pretty much nothing printed on that, grey colored. The L4 door and L5 door, we have our Boeing 777 titles over here, the Indian flag and the registration printed over here, and our tail Jet Airways logo. Also cockpit windows are nicely done. Also on the front landing gear flap we have our registration titles over there. Moving on to the right side, we have our Jet Airways titles, again the same, R2 R1 door, R2 door, R3 door is the emergency exit, and we have our Jet Airways registration VT Jet printed on the wing. We have our R4 and R5 door Boeing 777 titles, the Indian flag, the registration and the tail logo. Overall, this is a beautiful model to have in your collection. If you find it in India anywhere, don't hesitate to get this beautiful model, and it will actually make your collection an exclusive one, as it is very hard to find now in India, and this is an old release, hence production is also stopped now for these models. So that was the 777-300ER of Jet Airways by Phoenix Models for you all. As we come to the end of the unboxing now, these three are my latest beautiful additions to the collection, and we will be having more future unboxing videos lined up soon. We have the Air India A350 lined up, the Emirates A350 and the Air France A350. Those three A350s will be unboxed together as a aircraft type unboxing ish. So those are lined up in the future, and if you guys have stayed till now, till end of the video, don't forget to subscribe, like and share this video with your friends. And also I do sell these models too. You can feel free to contact me on the Instagram link I've mentioned in the description too, and I have also added my WhatsApp channel and WhatsApp group link in the description, so you can join the groups from there and contact me on WhatsApp too. So thank you all for joining, and see you in the next unboxing video.